Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of these farming tips. As you can see here outside this farm, or right here in this field rather, I've got three things growing. I've got some grass growing here in front of me, and then I've got some wheat growing, and then some barley. Purpose for growing all three different types is just to show you that the two produce hay and it's the same, and then grass produces its own deal. What we're going to do in this episode is we are going to introduce the forage wagons, and you'll also get to see tedder use, mower use. I haven't quite figured out the whole tedder thing. I mean, I know how to work it, I know what it does, but I haven't given the grass long enough for it to turn into anything other than grass in the past. So I'm going to time lapse it, of course, into and see if it takes it just time in order for the teddered grass to turn into hay. We will find out in this episode, and maybe a few other tips pertaining to the store, where to get the equipment, what equipment to use, all that other stuff. As you can see here, what I've got is I've got two of the Kuhn mowers. I've got the double mower for the back, which is purchasable here in the store. Go to mowers. There they are. I've got the Kuhn PZ280F on the front, and the Kuhn PZ960 on the back. So about $36,000 or so, $37,000 worth of equipment. You don't have to buy the back one, you can just buy the front one, and you can put this one on the front or the back, it doesn't matter. In fact, I think both of them are interchangeable. I'm not positive about the double mower, but I know that the single mower can go on the back. I like to put the single mower on the back and then put that tractor at the golf course, and then do the same thing with another Kuhn mower on the back at the other golf course, which this one's on the front because I had that double mower on the back. And with a single and a double here at the golf course, you'll complete these missions in about, 15, maybe 20 seconds. They're quick. This guy, I just used the back mower, and the reason that I do is, if you watch here for just a second, I don't want to stretch this video too long, but it's a lot easier to turn with a weight on the front. And on top of all that, when you come off your row and then you do a spin around like so, it's easier to get that back. You get an extra couple seconds to get that back lined up versus having it on the front. Then it's easier putting it on the back, or at least for me. Probably will be for you too. Anyhow, let's get back over here to the field. I went ahead and pre-grew all this, that way you guys didn't have to watch all that, as we've covered that in the videos earlier. So what we're going to do now is turn on both of our mowers, and I'm going to show you a few seconds worth rather. Let's drop them. There we go. Both mowers are on, both mowers are dropped. So let's cut this grass, and you'll get to see that little green carpet. That's one good way of knowing. Cutting speed's about 2. You can peak up a little above 15 miles an hour, but sometimes it'll cut off. If you notice here that when I mowed, or when I laid my grass, it put grass on that road, although when I actually seeded the grass, you couldn't see it. It just put the little road back that I'd already plowed that road. And I'm not trying to be all neat and whatnot here. I'm just trying to get the job done. So, again, sorry, my voice is a little quirky, and I'm sniffling a little bit. I've got a little bit of a cold, so bear with me. Trying to do as much of the sniffing and stuff as I can with the mic muted so that you guys aren't listening to it. Pay for somebody else to get sick through the internet. But, alright, we're going to cut this. Since it was actually pretty quick, I'm going to harvest the other two right quick off camera. That way you guys, you don't have to sit through that. Oops. Anyhow, I'll be right back. Let me go ahead and get that harvested. Alright, we're back. Now, what I've done also is I went ahead and grabbed the tedder. It's on the back of my tractor here. Let me turn around, you can see it a little bit. There we go. It's bought in the store under tedders. There's two items that you use for grass flipping and whatnot. You can use a tedder and a windrower. What the tedders do is they turn the grass. That's all that they do. They turn it over. for drying the grass to hay. So they flip the grass over, and then it changes color from that green to a lighter green. What the Kuhn GA4521 GM, basically Windrowers, do is they windrow the mowed grass. They basically row the mowed grass. They turn it into a single row. So it just gathers all the grass up, puts it in one row as it comes by, and it's got this little thing that follows behind it. We're going to buy one of these too. Let's go ahead and buy one, and we'll set it back to the house, or the farm rather. I call it the house, farm, which whatever mood strikes me. So let's reset it to there, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and tether this grass first. So we'll unfold our tether and back out just a little bit so you can see, and set us to speed 2. And turn the tether on. Oops, forgot to lower the tether. But you see the little wheel spinning? And there we go. Now what this does is, after you've cut the grass with the mower, you can take and you can run behind it like this, and you'll see it start changing. See there the color change? Good deal. All right, so let's go automatic speed there, number 2, which you can move pretty quick through this stuff. And I'll go ahead and do this real quick. Let me pause the video while I'm doing this, and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and we've got everything tethered up, and we've got our other 2 rows, the first one being wheat, the second one being barley, and I went ahead and attached a windrower, which you saw me buy, and let's give this sucker a shot and see how it works. There we go. Notice how it's putting it all in one little row off to the right side. Oops, a little bit too fast. Off to the right-hand side. So basically that sign is going to be the edge of where your row's at. Doesn't really matter too much. But it just picks up all the grass, throws it in a row. Now I don't know if I should be waiting and tethering the grass again, if maybe that's what eventually turns it into hay. I know that if I try and pick it up right now, it's going to be... it still registers in the foraging wagon as being grass. So I don't know exactly how that works, but we will find out. I'm going to go off camera and finish this, and then I'll be right back. Another thing you can see here is that you can keep going over it to thin up the rows more and more so that they're more accommodating to your foraging wagon. I didn't mention that earlier because I didn't really know, but as you can see there, let me turn this off. Turned them into 2 pretty neat rows. I had to go up and down a few times on each row, but yeah, now the foraging wagon will be able to pick it all up in 2 little swoops instead of 3 or 4. So let me dump this off, and we'll take a look at what we got. We got 2 rows of grass, 2 rows of hay or straw, and I don't know what the barley turns into, but I think it's just straw too, just a different color. So let's go grab the foraging wagon. Now I bought the best foraging wagon because, as you'll see some of my equipment, I've got the big trailer, and I mean this is my actual farm, and it's a few, this is probably 40 hours in of playing, maybe 50. So this is the best foraging wagon that you can buy, the biggest. But this works with the trailer, it works with all the others, or at least the basics of it does, the picking up part. The trailer, supposedly you cannot dump your stuff at certain places like the cow barn or the sheep barn. But so I would advise just not even bothering with the trailer and go ahead and just get your, at least one of these that say, if you look right here, see this is the trailer, it's $90,000. You pay $9,000 more and you get a dual purpose. So just save your money and get the dual purpose. It's $1,000 less, but being able to offload in other places. This right here where it says, if you look in the description, you can't see my mouse cursor in these videos. For some reason, my video recording software doesn't record my mouse. So you've heard me pointing at stuff and saying stuff. I'll look through the options and see if I can figure out how to enable it. But it says in the description, it's a self-loading forage wagon in grass and hay harvesting, and then it's a self-emptying chaff trailer. All 3 of these have that description. The trailer's the only one that does not. So I'm assuming that the trailer is just a picker up. You can dump stuff with a front end loader. You can dump it out to sell, but it doesn't unload at the cow barn and the sheep and the your sheep barn. So get this one at least, the Krone ZX 450, and go from there. Don't even bother with the trailer unless somebody knows a purpose, for having a trailer. Anyhow, back at it. All right, let's start picking up. And I'll show you how to use the foraging wagon. Basically, you just attach it to the back of your vehicle, put a weight on the front if you want to, but because the foraging wagon is on 6 wheels, you don't need a weight. It won't, bobble your tractor around too much. Line up with a row, turn the foraging wagon on. I'm going to turn on my lights. And then there you go. Basically, center your tractor. Don't worry about the foraging wagon. Just center your tractor on the row. And then go, I think it's speed 2. And, just haul butt and pick up stuff. The better your tractor, the faster it's going to pull it, or at least the more stable it's going to pull it. And as you can see there, it's just picking it up as we go. And it's listing it as hay over there to the bottom right. So I should be able to pick up all 5 rows of this. I'm going to skip just a little bit here so that I don't run into my combine. But I've bought. That's my preference right there for your combine upgrade, is to go into that Kuntz or whatever, because that one you can attach a corn header to it also, which means that you can use that one to do all of your grains, your barley, your wheat, and your canola. Plus, you can swap the head on it to the corn header, and then you can do corn, also known as maize. So let's pick up all this. Here we go. It's not very much if you look. I've only got 9%, but this is a huge, wagon. That's 5,000 units. Now, I'll refer to them throughout all these videos as units. I don't know if it's pounds, but I refer to everything in unit size in games like this because they all want to vary so much as to what area the game's produced in. Just like these fields are measured in hectares, I guess that's, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Here in America we use acres, so maybe we use hectares too, and I'm not a farmer and don't know. Let's see if it's going to pick this up. No, apparently it won't mix the two, so there we go. I learned something today. So let's just skip on ahead and we'll let that grass cure some more, because I think that grass has to spend time, in order to turn from grass to hay. I know that if I tried to pick it up right now, it'll just show me the symbol for grass down there. So let's show you the things that you can do with this stuff. Now, all of it's the same, even though it's from a different plant, and you have to pick it up individually, apparently, as we just learned. First thing you can do with it is sell it. If you want to sell it, you bring it over here to this little brown barn, right there. You line up your foraging wagon, and then you back it up. This took a little practice, but once you figure out the basics that left is right and right is left, you'll figure out how to back this thing up, which apparently I'm still not too decent at. But let's get it in there. Alright, so as we back it up, nothing yet. There it is, rather. Unload. Little symbol down here under the hay on the bottom right. And then also you can see that Q button 2 unloads. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and unload this one. You'll see your money going up, your cargo going down, and then it's just gone. There is no more. It's gone forever. Let's head back out here. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to pick up the 2 rows from the wheat, and then I'll start recording again. That way you guys aren't just standing there watching me do simple tasks. Be right back. Alright, we're back. As you can look, or see rather, I've fast forwarded time a little bit to get it daytime. So I can turn these lights off. I've carried this load of straw that I picked up over to the next place where you can dump straw. This is the cow field. If you look on the map there, which I brought up, it's right by 35. So if you've bought cows, they'll appear out there. Let's just jump out real quick, run over here and look. I'll show you. They'll be out here. See them? There they are, cows. Got 3 of them. Just basic for manure. We'll go ahead and go over that also too. Your manure comes into this, or your liquid manure does. If you run up here next to it, it'll tell you how much there is, but I had the tips turned off. I got 14,687, I would guess gallons, but units of liquid fertilizer there. I have not figured out where you pick up milk yet. I know that I have some if I look through here. Where's it at? Milk tank 442. I don't. Maybe that's just not enough to pick up because I've only got 3 cows doing it, but it's there. If you know, leave a comment, and then we'll both know. It hasn't been a priority for me, so I hear that later on in the game that's where your money really comes from. If you can get a bunch of cows and you start producing a ton of milk. Apparently, there's 2 different grades of milk. That's half and half milk, which I got a truck coming in. What the heck are you doing over here, milk truck? Are you gonna pick up something or do something? The hell? Oh, check him out. Wow. Okay, maybe you got to get like a milk tank or a milk trucker or something and pull up there, and then you can pick up some milk. Thank you, Mr. NPC. Anyhow, with the hay, or straw rather, you back it up over here to one of these, and there's the unload thing. You go to your statistics, and you go to straw right there. I've got 7641. If I hit unload, it'll unload it. Now I've got 9,250. If you read the message, it tells you can only have enough for 6 days. It's all to let you store, and I think that that's just a game thing to make you come back and have to repetitively do it. Well, if I can get my trailer hooked up. All right, no. I keep seeing attached, but there we go. All right, let's pull this out of the way. And I'm going to reset it back to the home. Or actually, yeah, I'm going to reset it back to home because you can't give straw to your sheep. You have to give them grass. But like I said there, I have now straw 9235 down there. If you look, I've got manure. Though I did not have any manure. It was at 0%. My cow productivity was at like 32% with just grass. So just putting straw in there has increased my productivity from 32 to 44, and they are now producing liquid manure and manure. So there's that. That's how to do that. I'll be right back. Let me set this back to home. Okay, we're back at home, farm, or whatever you want to call it, and it looks like that tethered grass is still the same exact color. So I'm going to pause video recording, and I'm going to fast forward it for a full day, or at least until it's a full day or a little over past when I tethered it, which would be about 18 more hours, 15, 16 more hours. And then I'm going to try and pick some of it up and see if it's changed. Right now, as you can see, there's tethered grass up underneath me. If I turn on my foraging wagon, which, there we go. See, it just picks up what's listed as grass, or at least that's what it's showing it as. And it looks like grass in the back of the trailer, like I had just cut down, and I can find out because there's some regular grass. So let's try picking it up and see. I can not hit the tree. That would be great. All right, I got 28%. Back up. And let's go over this and see if it goes up. Yeah, it's going up just with the regular grass also. So it's not only picking up regular grass, it's picking up that tethered grass. So I haven't quite figured this out. We will here shortly, I'm sure. Did it pick that up? Yeah, some of it. Run over the edge of it and see. Yeah, it picked up what looks like it picked up the edge. Yeah, it's picking up the tethered and the regular. Yeah, it's picking up both of it. So apparently I'm thinking that you have to either let it sit longer and wither out some like you do regular grass, or there's another step involved that I just don't know about, because we've tethered and we've used one of the windrows on that grass. Maybe you have to leave it spread out longer before you windrow it. I'm not certain. We will find out. I'll go dump this off camera and then time lapse, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I have time lapsed more than a day, probably closer to a day and a half since I cut this grass, and it's still showing and picking up as grass. Now, I don't know why. I don't know if I'm missing something. So apparently, at least to me, tethering is just another way to make grass. I mean, it's useless. There might be a purpose behind it that I'm just not catching on. Maybe there's another tool that you need to use or something else you need to do. But from as far as I can tell, tethering turns the grass, makes it look a different color. As you can see, there's some of it in green. But this grass is already growing back after being cut and being tethered, as you can see. And it's still just picking it up and labeling it grass in this forage wagon. Now, maybe that's where the trailer thingy comes in at. Maybe you need to use the trailer to pick up tethered grass, and it makes it into hay. I don't know. Or maybe what you have to do is, no matter what you do with a foraging wagon, if you pick it up, it becomes this grass, but you can bale it. Maybe that's what tethering and using the wheel rower or whatever. Maybe by using that, it puts it in rows, the grass in rows, and tethers it, and maybe that's the only way you can bale it, is if you've tethered it. Maybe, you know, we'll try that in another little short video after this one. But I want to cap this video because I know it's getting long, probably 10 or 15 minutes by now. So what have we done in this video? We've gone over foraging wagons, we've gone over tethering, we've gone over with the windrower, we've gone over cutting grass, where to dump it, where you can use it. I hope that it's helpful. There's one other place that I didn't mention for straw, is that the biogas plant. Apparently you put corn, chucked corn or whatever, after you've chopped corn, and hay or grass or something there, and it will let you produce silage to put into the little concrete bunkers there, which will let you you can sell that stuff. I haven't done it yet, but I will in one of these future videos. Anyhow, let's bring this video to an end. Hope it helps.